Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 18.5 for, I guess I can say, almost 2 months at this point. It's weird to think this update has been out for that long and with no other update to address bugs. I think at this point we do really need a new update. But as per usual, I'm going to give you my overall experience of iOS 18.5. I'm going to talk about my battery life, battery health, and performance. And I'm also going to talk about the Geekbench score during the video as well. Now, first, a little bit of news that I want to mention. Yesterday, I launched my second YouTube channel called Hawkins Tech Vlogs. I do have a couple videos up already, so make sure you go subscribe over to my second channel. I currently have 2 subscribers on Hawkins Tech Vlogs. I think when I'm done with this video, I might do this either today or tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and make a day in the life video for that channel. I'm not really sure the type of content I'll be posting other than vlogs and some day in the life content. Now, as far as my overall performance with iOS 18.5, if we go into podcast and we wait for that to load, everything loads up quickly as it should. Everything is nice and smooth. If we go into the app library and do some scrolling, 60 hertz performs pretty good. If we go into battery health and charging, my iPhone is at 81% battery health. It's been there for about a week as it finally dropped down, as it's been at 83% since I think about at some point last year. But since I just started, and I know this is incorrect because I just started using this device, I won't say I've been using it for an hour. I don't know exactly how long, but I got up at, I believe, a little after 9. But it's saying here I used it for 2 hours, 35 minutes, which is incorrect. I believe the battery graph probably is calculating before I went to bed how much I used it and me getting up now and using it. I thought it would refresh in that time, but I guess not. But it's saying 2 hours, 35 minutes screen on time, 11 minutes screen off time. We take a look at yesterday, it says 9 hours, 8 minutes screen on time, 27 minutes screen off time. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the iPad. Now my battery health on my iPad, I can't exactly check battery health on the iPad, as this iPad doesn't allow for you to check the overall maximum capacity. Newer iPads do, but this one doesn't, unfortunately. But you can see my battery life is, again, incorrect. It's about the same time I used my iPhone, I airdropped the wallpaper and got it set up for this video. But I have 2 hours, 11 minutes screen on time, which is incorrect. Probably is calculating before I went to bed and started using it and then woke up. And then 3 minutes screen off time. Yesterday I had 7 hours, 28 minutes screen on time and 13 minutes of screen off time. And that is my battery health on my iPad. And I will mention performance since I don't typically mention it on the iPad. Performance is good on the iPad Air 4th generation from 2020. If I have podcasts here, I do. Let's go into podcasts. We have all of our different tabs here. Let's go into some articles here. Let's do some scrolling. Everything loads up like it should, and even including different searches. So performance is good on the iPad. Geekbench completed, and on my iPhone, we scored 2023 single core, 4,369 for multi-core. If we take a look at the week before, or last week rather, I scored 2071 single core, 4653 for multi-core. Looking at it on the iPad, I scored 2086 single core, 4995 for multi-core. We look at this, look at the one from last week. I scored 2091 single core, 5043 for multi-core. As far as what to expect next from Apple, well, I think we all know what we can expect in this month. Two things. Well, actually three. On July 7th, which is Monday, I would expect iOS 26 Beta 3 and have that release on July 7th, and then have the public beta for iOS 26 get released on July 14th. At the same time, after that, or on that same day, we can see iOS 26 Beta 3 re-release. Every time there is a new public beta for any major iOS update, ever since iOS 15 and iOS 16, Apple would re-release the third beta to match the build number, or whatever beta came before the public beta would be re-released to match the build number of iOS and its public beta. So we can see that happen on July 14th, with betas all throughout July and August, and a final release in September. Also, the week of July 7th, I believe, since we just got iOS 18.6 Beta 2, I guess along with getting iOS 26 Beta 3, on Tuesday, July 8th or Wednesday, July 9th, we can also see iOS 18.6 Beta 3 as well. Now, this is relatively a small update, and I think we're going to move on to a weekly schedule for this one, because iOS 18.6 is expected to release at the end of July. So we can see the third beta for iOS 18.6 on Tuesday, July 8th or Wednesday, July 9th, with beta 4 probably on July 15th, the RC on July 21st or 22nd, with a final release on July 28th. Again, a relatively small update for iOS 18, but it will bring some stability and improvements and even bug fixes for iOS 18 until we get iOS 26. Now, this is why I say we really need a new update, because iOS 18.5 has been out for almost 2 months, and it's really strange and somewhat unlike Apple to have no update, no 0.1 update. So iOS 18.5.1, I don't know at this point if we can even expect that. I'm hoping we do. But if we do, I would expect it on the 8th or 9th as well. Maybe if Apple releases iOS 26 or iOS 18.6 Beta 3 on July 8th, maybe either that same day or the next day on July 9th, we see iOS 18.5.1. But we've been expecting this update for a month, and we still haven't got it. But that's everything regarding iOS 18.5. Almost 2 months since we had this update, and we really need a new update at this point. I myself am not facing any bugs with 18.5, but there are bugs with 18.5. If the experience is good for you, comment down below if you're having a good experience with 18.5. I really want to see a new update for 18.5, maybe an 18.5.1. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you guys subscribe to my second channel, which is called Hawkins Tech Vlogs. I started that channel yesterday, so make sure you guys subscribe to that as well. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and we have a goal to get to 300 subscribers by July 7th. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on TikTok. I'll see you guys later. Peace.